Hi guys, it's me again, Clem from Wonderwords, and today I'm going to share with you the books I brought with me in college. So as you have seen, I'm not in my usual room, I'm in my new room in college, and so I brought books with me. I'm actually in Leicester University in England, in the middle of England, and it's so far pretty good. There is a Waterstone in this city, so it's fine by me. So let's get started with the books I bring with me. First, I'm going to mention two coloring books I brought with me, to entertain myself in the weeks and in the evening. The first one is Escape to Shakespeare's World, illustrated by Good Wives and Warriors. I bought this a year ago when I was at the Globe, and so it's full of very beautiful coloring stuff and inspired by the Shakespeare plays. I already colored one and I'm searching for it because I can't find it right now. There. This one, it says Romeo with a lot of flowers. The drawings are really beautiful and I'm really scared to color it because I don't want to not to do it right. The next one I have is Color Me Jane by Jackie Oakley, I think, yeah. And it's again a coloring book inspired by Jane Austen's books. And I already colored one, and what is good is that it comes with a pull-out frameable coloring poster, and I colored one poster to put in my new room. So yeah, it's also really pretty and I love it. Now let's get to the book. The first three books I took with me are classics, and they're all Jane Austen because I thought I was going to have a class on Jane Austen, and I took them so I would have them with me if I had to read them, but I don't because I don't have my class in Wonderlist. So I have with me Pride and Prejudice, obviously, Northanger Abbey and Mansfield Park, which are my three favorites, so I had to bring them, and I'm going to reread them in English this time, so it's going to be good. Next, I also brought I'll Give You the Sun, but in the French edition, so that's why you can't read the title. And I have this book for now 3 years, maybe 4, maybe even more, and it's time for me to read this book, and Sarah read it, and Sarah told me I was going to love it, so I said to myself, why not read this? And I needed to bring some contemporaries with me, so I took this one. Next up, we have The Heart of the Betrayal by Mary Pearson. It's the second book in the Remnant Chronicle. And I read the first one, The Kiss of Deception, 2 years ago, and it's Jenny's book, and she lent it to me so I could read the rest of the series, because I really love The Kiss of Deception, but I never got around picking the second one and the third one. So now I have a lot of time to read, and I'm going to do it maybe in October, and if it's not in October, in November definitely, because Jenny really loves it and I want to know what's happening. Next we have Three Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. This is the first book in the Three Dark Crowns trilogy. I'm not sure it's a trilogy, and I'm not sure it's the name of a trilogy, so yeah. But once again, I bought this because Sarah received it in an old crate and she absolutely loved it, and so I told myself that I'm sure I'm going to love it too. And the premise of this book sounds really great. It tells the story of this world where there is always triplets, and each triplet is sent to a part of the country and raised by those people, and after they have to fight for the throne. So yeah, it sounds really amazing, and each one of them have peculiar capabilities, and so it sounds really good. It sounds like a little bit dark fantasy, good old day fantasy, I don't know. It sounds really good, and the second one just came out and it's also really beautiful, so yeah. Next up I have Heartless by Marissa Meyer. It was one of my most anticipated release of last year, and I still haven't read it, and I don't know why, so I brought it with me so I could read it soon, really soon. Next we have Lady Helen, The Dark Dispatch. It's the second book in the Lady Helen trilogy by Alison Goodman. I read the first one this summer, and as soon as it came out in France, I picked up the second one because I wanted to know what will happen next. The first book was really great, and it's happening in the Victorian era, and it's a sort of TMI meets Pride and Prejudice in the Victorian era. Like, it resembles a little bit like the Infernal Devices, and so yeah, it was really good, and so I need to read the second one. I also brought with me Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. Like, I received this book just before I left France, so I couldn't read it in France as I first intended to, so I brought it with me so I could read it here. I don't know when I'm going to read it though, because I have a lot of things to read and it's not like the top on my list. I still want to read it. Sarah read it and she liked it, and a lot of people on Goodreads and on Instagram are liking it, so I think I'm going to like it, but I just don't know when I'm going to pick it. The next two books I am going to mention are books that I plan on not bringing here. Like, I told myself, yeah, I'm going to read them before I leave, but I failed at this, so now they're here with me. The first one is Ferris by Marissa Meyer. It's the companion to the Lunar Chronicles, and it tells the story of Levana. I already read it because I was reading it when I came here, so I finished it. It was good. I can't say really good because I hate Levana and it made me hate her even more, so it's a good book, but you know, I didn't, I don't know how to say that, like, it's a good book, like really good, but I hate Levana, so I can't really talk about that. And the second one is Winter, the last book in the Lunar Chronicles. I'm currently reading it and I'm not reading that much lately because it's been kind of hard for me to be being here, so I'm watching a lot of TV series, which is the only thing I seem to be able to do lately. So yeah, but I'm so pumped for this book, and once I'm in the mood for it, I'm going to read it like in one sitting maybe, or not maybe in one sitting because it's 800 pages, but really fast. Next we have the second book in the Magnus Chase trilogy, which is here The Hammer of Thor by Rick Riordan. Once again, I picked this one up and I took this one with me because I read the first one this summer, and I bought this one so I could be ready for when Thor, the new Thor movie for Ragnarok, is coming out, which is mid-October. So I need to read this one, and after I will buy the last one when it comes out in the beginning of October, which is actually like maybe in 1 week. Next up we have The Young Elites by Mary Lou. I bought this like before leaving, and it's been like maybe since this book came out I want to read it, but I still haven't gotten around it yet, and I hadn't owned it before, so now I have it and I brought it with me because I'm super excited for this book. I don't know what it's about, I just know that it's Mary Lou and a lot of people loved it, so I'm sure I'm going to really like it. Next, I took with me The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. Yeah, it's her name. I received this book in the July All Crate, and so I hadn't had a chance to pick it up yet, but I wanted to read this book really bad, and so I was super happy to have it in my All Crate. And so yeah, I took it with me to have a cute contemporary to read when I need it. As you may know, Jenny, Sarah and I are supposed to reread The Mortal Instruments together, but we're definitely failing at this. Jenny read the first one. I was supposed to read the first one in September, and it's not going to happen because I still haven't finished Winter, and there's only 1 week left in September, and Sarah I think is going to pick it up in October, but I'm not even sure. And things got mixed up because we were planning on rereading The Mortal Instrument and The Infernal Device to be ready for the first book in the last hour, which was supposed to come out next September, but we heard, and I was really happy about it, but actually the first book in the last hour will come in 2019, and next year in 2018 we'll have the last book in The Dark Artifices, and I'm really happy about this. So like, we're not that much, like, it's not that important if we don't read it like as quick as we had planned at first. So yeah, I brought with me City of Bones and City of Ashes because I still intend to read those two books and reread the whole series. So here it goes, I have the first two books, and yeah. And the last two books I brought with me are books that I definitely need to read like now, like I need to read them now because I'm so late in this series and in this fandom, even though don't really care about the fandom, like not being a part of them, but still, because I really want to read the first one that's coming out, and it's the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas. So I have Heir of Fire that I still haven't read, Queen of Shadows and Empire of Storms. So yeah, the third, fourth and fifth books in the series. So I took them with me, so I plan on reading them, like reading them till December, so in January maybe I can pick up Tower of Dawn and be on track with this series. So hopefully it will happen. I don't know, I'm not sure, because let's face it, I have these books for now 1.5 years on my shelf and I still haven't picked up them, so yeah, we'll see. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. I'm sorry if I'm speaking not as loud as usual, but like I have my roommates and I don't want them to hear me or to disturb them, so it's like a tryout video to see if it's working, and maybe I will not be in the same position next time, but still I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and to like this video, and yeah, I will see you next time. Bye guys.